Okay. What's going on, family? What's going on? This is just a check-in session, so nothing too major. Just checking in with y'all, see how everything is going. Not really even promoting this like that. Just a quick check-in. Feel me? So anybody that does decide to jump on, let's chat for a little bit. We can do a quick Q&A if y'all want. If y'all want to win a gift card, let me know if y'all want to win a gift card. We can do that too. Just for being up late night, you get rewarded for it. All right, so I'm just gonna wait. All right. Yeah, they preparing for that 4th of July foolishness. But that's neither here nor there. All right. So what's going on, fam? What's going on? Shout out to Knowledge Truth in the building, Big Main, HT Journals, Quincy White, Yapa, Kalaya, Kimberly M, Moriel Fall, Sister E. What's going on, fam? What's going on? All right. Again, like I said, this is just a check-in Tuesday session. This is nothing special. Not going to be on for that long, maybe an hour or so. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, do Q&As, or I could just freestyle. Y'all let me know what you want to do. If you guys want an opportunity to win a gift card just for being up late, let me know. Hit one. If you want to, somebody wants to win this gift card. If you want to win this gift card while you're up in here, hit 1. We didn't even have a lot of people in here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're brand new, and make sure you share this video on all social media outlets. All right, share this video on all social media outlets right now. Let the people know that we're live. Again, I only shared it on my Facebook page. I didn't share it in no groups or anywhere else. But if you guys want, you can do that. But again, if somebody in here wants to win this Amazon gift card right here, just let me know, because I might give you a reference tonight on a particular book, and you can buy it immediately as soon as the session is over. Or you can sign up for our Patreon. We got tons of free books that cost anywhere from $20 to a couple $100 on Amazon, and that you can read it for free. You know what I'm saying? On our Patreon. So if you sign up for our Patreon, there's so many benefits on our Patreon, man. There's giveaways, cash giveaways. We pay bills. We invest in your business. We have book suggestions where we, give you a preview or abstract of a book, and then we give you the link so you can go ahead and check it out. We give you academic articles on there. You get early access to content. There's exclusive content on there. There's tons of stuff that I share on there that's nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? So you get your investment's worth, right, when you sign up for our Patreon, okay? So if anybody's interested in signing up for the Patreon, it's www.patreon.com. You'll see the link in the description below. All right, shout out to all my recent patrons. Thank you so much for investing into the ministry. There's so many projects coming up. All of y'all that are in Dallas, just know we're going to be in Dallas July 17th, right? Now, I was initially planning to go to Houston on July 24th, but I heard Houston is locking down again. You know what I'm saying? Because of coronavirus second wave. So I don't know what's it going to look like in the next couple of weeks. But the week before I go to Dallas, if everything is opening up a little bit more in Houston, then I'll come out to Houston. Dallas seems to be pretty open for now, but any of that can change. I already have everything booked already, so I hope they don't go ahead and mess everything up. You know what I'm saying? But it's in the Most High's hands at this point. All right. Shout out to Jetson Silencio and more in the building. All right. So Quincy White said, is the word shalom Yiddish? You mean Yiddish? No, it's not Yiddish. Shalom is not Yiddish. Shalom is derived from biblical or classical Hebrew. Okay. It's not Yiddish at all. All right. So you have your shin, your lamed, and your mem. And that's the trilateral root or your shoresh for the word shalom. Okay. So you have your, do the Tiberian vocalization, the Masoretes added their vowel pointings, and based on their, usage of preserving one of the transmissions of the vocalization of the text. That's how we get the vocal pointings or the vowel pointings that we see there, right? Like in this case, you have your o and your ah, right? So, but you can also see that word in other places, like you have names like Shalem Yahu, all right, and Shlomo. Again, all of these share the same trilateral roots. They're all cognates, okay? But it's not Yiddish. Yiddish is a German language that uses Hebrew characters. Okay, same thing like Coptic. Coptic is a late Egyptian language that uses Greek characters. All right, it's the same thing. So Yiddish has nothing to do with Hebrew. All right, Yiddish is just spelled out with Hebrew letters. That's it. All right, shout out to Gatherer of Nations in the building. Simeon the Atheist Killer. Interesting name. Sharuka Yisrael. Sister E said, how does ATL? ATL looks fine. ATL is open. I mean, there's really not a lot of restrictions here, aside from, social distancing, masks, and so forth. Other than that, stores are opening up. Things are pretty much almost the same. There are a few exceptions, like some restaurants and bars and stuff like that. But for the most part, you could do carry out and everything like that. All right. Shout out to Tamika One in the building. Cheryl, Shalom. What's going on? So Yapak Halaya Kimberly M says, I love the calendar. I think you might have explained before, but can you explain why it's the Hebraic day starts in the evening versus starting in the morning? All right. Shema, I don't know if I got your email. I'll check again. Shout out to Deanne Denaj in the building. All right. So you said, why does the day start in the evening versus the morning? Well, the reason for that goes into the actual text itself. So I'll get that real quick so we can see where this comes from. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. All right, so I'm doing a quick Q&A today. Hopefully y'all don't hit me up with some deep questions. I'm gonna try to take care of what I can within this hour that I want to stay live. All right, so if you see here in the text, all right, we go into Better Sheet 1:2 says the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. So the key word is darkness was over the face of the deep, which is the unfurnished and unfinished material in which the Yah will use to create the earth, right? Or the Shamayim and the Aretz, right? Ha-Aretz, the earth, and Ha-Shamayim, the heavens, right? And the spirit of the Most High was hovering over the face of the waters. And the Most High said, let there be light. And there was light. And the Most High saw that the light was good. And the Most High separated the light from the darkness. Okay. He called the light day and the darkness he called night. That's your word yom. And your word for night there is Layla. All right. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. All right. So your evening is the twilight that ushers in the darkness, and your morning is the twilight that ushers in the day. So that's your Irev and your Boker, right? Your Irev is the evening twilight that ushers in the night, and your Boker is when the night is broken by twilight and ushers in the day. So that is the first day, your Yom Echad, right? Your Echad Yom, your first day, all right? However you want to render it. All right, so that is why the Hebraic day starts in the evening, right? From the twilight going into the nighttime to the twilight that breaks it to the full day and to the next evening, right? That's your first full day, okay? So that's where that is derived from, and that's why it's reflected on the calendar, okay? So hopefully that answers that question, all right? Okay. Let me see. Shout out to Deborah Newsom in the building. Malik Shalom. Shalom, Melanie King. What's going on? Last Apostle. Oh, my brother Eric Haylock is in the building. What's going on? What's going on? All right. So Knowledge Truth says, when you did the talk with Kevin G, you mentioned that there are references to Israel going into captivity. Yes, there are references to Israel going to captivity. We have it by way of the Assyrian records and the Babylonian records. If you go into the Babylonian Chronicles, you have the Rations tablet, which talks about Jehoiakim and his children who were taken into captivity and food that's rationed out for them. Right, the Assyrian captivity, you have the Lachish relief and other reliefs that all actually show the Shalmaneser relief, which is black obelisk, reliefs that show Israel being brought into captivity. Right, so these are extra biblical references to them being born in captivity. There's a lot of them. Let me see. You said this was Deuteronomy 28:68. Oh, okay. So, and this is something that I've been trying to share with the community for a long time because I knew the Christian apologists were going to be all over this. So, there's references to Israelites being taken into captivity into Egypt by way of Alexandria. All right, we have references to that. And then we also have references to Israelites being taken into captivity during the Assyrian time, during the Babylonian time. We see situations when the Greeks came in, they also relocated them. And then the Romans. So we have various times in which Israelites are being taken and replaced into another region, right? And there's references to that. So if you're interested in those, just email it to me. And I'll send you what I have. But yeah, Christian apologists have been using these things for the longest. And this is the stuff that I try to share with our community. So we can be on top of these things so we have an answer. You know what I'm saying? For every man that asks for the hope that is in us with meekness, fear, and trembling. All right. All right. So hopefully it answers your question. Shout out to Sister V Love. Michael James. He said, finally made a live session. Thank you for joining in. Right. Typically, you know, we get down on Fridays. This is really not a typical Freestyle Friday session. Also on Friday, I don't know how many y'all's in Atlanta, right? But Friday, we're going to be doing a street campaign session on Friday. So we're going to try to help the community with their credit as well as their health. And then we're going to be advertising our Freestyle Friday and the merchandise that we offer as a ministry. We're going to be down 5 points Friday, I would say late afternoon, early evening, right? From like 5 to 7. So if you're in Atlanta, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. If you want to join us, you can definitely join us. It's solely up to you. All right. But I mean, we're going to be out there. It's going to be recorded if my cameraman can make it. And we're going to be talking to the people while we out there. Right. Because they, you know, especially our people, Black people, they think, you know, oh, we're going to celebrate 4th of July. I'm like, yo, y'all just rocked out with Juneteenth. That's the closest thing to 4th of July you're going to get. But if you really want true freedom, you got to keep these statutes, laws, and commandments. And then you got to keep the Jubilee. So what we do is the name of our credit repair program, debt elimination program, is called Jubilee Manumission. So we remove you from your current owner that has you tied to debt, and we give you ownership over your own credit line. We give you ownership over your own debt, right? So that way, once we wipe it out, you have a fresh slate and you can start from scratch, right? And we're going to tell the people, like, why are you celebrating the 4th of July when you are in captivity to debt? That's the very thing in which the colonialists were fighting against the British for. The British was overtaxed and taxation without representation. The colonialists did not have any representation in Parliament, but yet they were being taxed. And they had no opportunity to speak about the taxes that they were being taxed on. You hear about the Boston Tea Party and all this stuff. But they had a big issue because not only were they being taxed, but they were being put in debt. And they had to free themselves because they were unable to put their own monies in circulation. And, you know, the British government was not respecting the local governments that they had established and so forth. So it's like our people, mind you, that's not our history, but that's the history that we have by proxy of being in America, being brought over to America. But why would you celebrate that and you're still in captivity to debt, right? The same reason why the founding fathers of this country, quote unquote, and they're not even the founders of this country, because there was people here before they got here. You know what I'm saying? So whenever people say that, I'm just like, you mean the founding fathers of the United States of America? Yes. Okay. But not of this country. All right. So my thing is, we're trying to help our people get out of debt, right? Because we want our people to experience the Jubilee, because if they are able to experience the Jubilee, that will bring them into the knowledge of the truth. They want to investigate it more. All right. So that's that. All right. Shout out to Connie, Judah Balark, Sierra Bizel, Essence Ebony. Does Luke 126 give Jesus birth date time? No, I don't know what you mean when you said birth date time. Are you talking about like December 25th, 0 AD? Is that what you're referring to? I'm not sure. Just let me know. Shout out to Joe Smith. Yes, you can ask questions. Shout out to Mario Fall back in the building. Richard Root said, what's your Jubilee calculation, if you don't mind sharing? So I did this, when I was following the Dead Sea Scrolls and I was following the Book of Jubilees and Enoch as far as the calendrical model that I was subscribing to. So when I came into the truth, I would say late 2013, 14, and 15, I was rocking with the Enochian calendar. Well, I wouldn't say that. When I first came in 2013, 14, I was rocking with the Jewish calendar, and then I transitioned into the Dead Sea Scrolls and started reading up on that, and I subscribed to the Enochian calendar. And then in late 2015, going 2016, that's when I transitioned fully into the model that's currently out right now that the calendar is actually representative of. And if you guys are interested in the calendar, email me, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. There's several people in here that have seen the calendar. That calendar is awesome, man. And we're going to have physical prints sometime this month. All right. So I'm telling you, it's great, man. Shout out to the Black Av in the building. Malik Shalom. Do you and the team do tax services? No, we don't do tax services. But we can recommend you to somebody that does do taxes, right? But it depends. Are you doing a standard return? Or are you doing an itemized return? Are you doing a back return for back taxes? You know what I'm saying? Do you have some stipulations and stuff going on? Email me, the intricacies of what it is that you want done, and I'll let you know who we can recommend you to. All right. She says, what happened to reading the Holy Bible at Luke 126? Keontae Gates says, yo, fam, you just starting? Yeah, we about 16 minutes in. So I guess if you want to call that just starting, yep. How would you refute? Somebody just said, how would you refute an Ashkenazi claim of being from the seed of Israel? Well, it depends. Can some Ashkenazi be from the stock of Israel? It's quite possibly. They could be admixed. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I really don't put a lot of time and effort in kind of shaming that, right? Like I put focus on my community and demonstrating to them who we are, right? When it comes to them, like I said, I did a lecture back in 2014. You can check it out, from Esau to Zionism. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Where I give my position on that, right? And matter of fact, since you're asking about that, let me show you something that's in Patreon. This is why you guys need to sign up for Patreon. All right, let me show you something really interesting. I shared an article on Patreon, right? And again, I'm dropping articles on there all the time. I shared an article on Patreon. I'm going to show you guys real quick, okay? Oh, that's not it. Hold on. I'm going to show you this article on Patreon real quick. And again, family, since y'all want this gift card, hit 1 if you want me to give away this gift card. Hit 1 if you want me to give away this gift card. Hit 1 if you want me to give away this gift card. And if you want, family, you can do your donations through Super Chat. You can do it through PayPal or Cash App. All of this information in the description below. Some people hit me up on social media asking me how can they donate. You can do so through Cash App, right? $ DivineProspect, PayPal, www.paypal.me/purpose to serve. Okay, or you can sign up for the Patreon. It's up to you. But again, all of that's in the description below. All right. If you guys want this gift card tonight, hit 1. If somebody wants the gift card tonight, hit 1. All right. But let me show you guys something real quick. Let me pull up this article. And I just dropped some, man, I got to show you these books that we just dropped on Patreon, man. I got to show it to you. Hold on. Let me show it to y'all. Got some nice stuff on Patreon right now that y'all need to sign up for, man. Like, seriously. All right. So let me show it to you. All right. So, and I'm going to show you this article real quick. Hold on. Let me pull it up. All right. So, let me zoom in. Hopefully y'all can see. All right. So this book right here is called Slavery, Civil War, and Salvation, African-American Slaves and Christianity. This is a fire book. Whew. That's a great read. And this one, A History of the Slave Breeding Industry. All right, you get access to this just by signing up for the Patreon. We got tons of stuff on here, but there's an article on here. Let me show you this article right here. Where's this article at? Tons of stuff on here, man. Where's the article at? Oh, and you also get the calendar for free if you're on Patreon as well. All right. Where's the article? Oh, here it is. Here's the article. It's on the date of the Khazars' conversion to Judaism and the chronology of the kings of Rus Oleg and Igor. Right. So this right here was sifted out of the Geniza of Cairo. So Geniza is like a storage area that you put things in. And the Geniza or the Geniza Cairo manuscripts were Judean manuscripts that was found in Egypt, right, in a Geniza, in a storage area. And one of the letters that they found in there is a letter that actually gives credence to the Khazars' conversion to Judaism, right? And if you go and you check out the Patreon, you can get access to this article and read it. It's a great article, and it will kind of help equip you in having that conversation with Ashkenazim, because you got to be able to trace what they say, right? You got to be able to trace everything that they say, because there may be a few of them that may be authentically from the stock of Israel by way of admixture, right? I know there's a great amount of them that are not, right? So it just depends on how they approach you, how you approach them. Remember, their most important thing to validate them, because whether they're bloodline Israel or not, they'll concede to two major things. Number one, they say, well, I'm Jewish through my mom. Or number two, do their halakhic conversion, right? And their keeping of the Talmud, right? All of these things help to validate them as being Israel. Okay, so you gotta, it depends on what kind of front they come at you with. If you have an example of what kind of front that they come at you with, let me know. And I'll go ahead and show you how you can address them. But like I said, when you sign up for the Patreon, man, we got tons of books. All these books you see here, you get access to them for free at no cost. Instead of going on Amazon and buying them, you get it for free here. I hand select all of these that I hand out to my Patreon subscribers, as well as these articles like this Disembodied Souls one. This is a great article. Matter of fact, there's another article that I'm gonna post up that posits that the staff of Aaron, right, that buds and blossoms and then produces almonds, that is actually an Asherah, a shortened form of the Asherah pole. It's really deep, man. It's really deep to read that thing, man. So I'm gonna post that article soon because it's like a whoa. You know what I'm saying? It has some good information. I don't agree with all of it, obviously, but they make some good points. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is stuff that we load up on the Patreon. So go to www.patreon.com/DivineProspect and sign up and pledge, and you get access to all of this stuff on here. Tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to add two more. I'm going to add another book and another article up here. All right. So that's how you can begin your journey. And again, it depends on how you're being approached by them. Okay. So shout out to Myron Henderson for the donation. I appreciate that. Shout out to my brother Michael Woodward for the donation. I appreciate that, family. Thank y'all so much for the donations. I see that y'all said that y'all want to win this Amazon gift card. Okay, so we're gonna do this before I get off here. Somebody's gonna win. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you share this video. All right, and the more you hit thumbs up, the more new people subscribe, and the more this video share, because I can see all those statistics. Then the more I'm going to give away this gift card, and the more money I'm going to add to this gift card, because I'm gonna have it emailed to you, right? So I can add any value. I already have a standard value on it, but I can add more depending upon how many patrons we get signed up tonight, and how many times you share it, how many times you like it, how many times you subscribe if you're brand new. And that's going to determine how much more money I'm going to add to this gift card. So somebody's going to get a nice little gift before this show is over. All right. And again, we give away everything's here all the time. So if you're brand new here, I mean, this is just the norm, right? We give away stuff all the time. That is the norm. That is the norm of how we get down over here. All right. All right. So I want to address Luke 1:26. Does Luke 1:26 give Jesus' birthday? Gabriel came to them in the 6th month. Then 9 or 10 months later, Jesus was born, right? H.T. Journal says, yep, I'm reading American Slave Coast now. H.T. Journals, tell me what you think about that. All right. All right. So I'm going to get to Luke. Okay. Any research on Zwida, Benin, and West Africa? Yes. I've done research on it. Matter of fact, I did a live stream on that. You can just look it up, right? where I had a particular position that I took in regards to people who said that that was the kingdom of Judah. And I give my position. I could say, yeah, there might have been Israelites there, but that wasn't an Israelite nation. Okay. But you can go look it up. Like I said, it's there. All right. Joe Smith, are you talking about Leviticus 19:27 mentions for the dead as in a heathen practice? It's interesting that you said that. I addressed that several times in here. Are you talking about the cutting in the flesh? Let me know. All right. So, and more. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support, man. And I hope you enjoy all the stuff that we have on there, because I'm adding more stuff tonight before we get off of here. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for everybody who's just tuning in, joining in right now, randomly on a Tuesday evening, man. I appreciate y'all. Okay. So it says, Shema says, everyone is talking about a second Exodus. Do you really think we are about to leave? Can you speak on this? People are also speaking of Civil War and World War III thoughts. All right. So I'll give you my general thoughts on that, and I'm going to get to Luke 1:26. As far as like the birth date of Jesus or whatever the case may be, this again, you're dealing with relative reckoning of timing. It's not an absolute reckoning of timing. So you don't have an exact date, because remember, this individual was not a person that was born in the royal house of Rome, right? Where they would be keeping records on his kingship, and they would have aligned it with their reckoning of time, their absolute reckoning of time, which would have been the Julian calendar at that time. The Gregorian calendar doesn't come too much later on. All right. So we don't have that. So when you see scholars and religious folk try to find a way to piece it, they don't know, because when he was born, it was not tied, or it was not recorded by Roman historians. So it's difficult for you to say, well, it was this date and it was that date. You don't know. We know for certain it wasn't December 25th. And we know that because during December 25th, we know that generally you don't have shepherds laying out in the field. Why? Because Israel has a wintry, rainy season. When you study the climate of the region after, let's say, October, going all the way until almost March is a wintry, rainy season. Nowadays, they still have that somewhat, but a lot of the atmosphere has changed because of pollution and other things as well. And plus, the people on the land not keeping the statute of commandments as a sovereign nation. So therefore, the scripture says that the Most High says, I will give you the rains in its season if you keep the statute of commandments. So anyway, there would be no shepherds in the field laying down with their sheep. That just would not happen on December 25th, because it would be raining crazy. And most of the time they would be inside. Now, some farmers or agriculturists would go out and sow some seeds, because you would sow seeds during this time as well. But you won't be laying down in the field, right? You'll be get too messy, mess up your clothes, your garments, and they just was not doing that, right? Now, they would still take the animals out when some of the rains have, for the moment dispersed or whatever the case may be, but they wouldn't be laying out there chilling. They just wouldn't be doing that. Shout out to my sisters, Vanessa Sadaway in the building, Ara, Dar, Yawesh, Yashakar in the building. What's going on? Scott Garrett Headley in the building. Again, family, we have this right here. Shout out to Sedaria Halliburton, my brother O'Shea White. All right, we have this right here. All right. A lot of y'all said that y'all want to win. So we're going to go ahead and give you a win. Like I said, hit the thumbs up, share this video, hit the like button, and I can see those statistics as you guys are actively assisting, getting this out there. And again, like I said, we got exclusives on Patreon you can sign up for as well. And again, depending upon how many people come in here, how many times you guys share it, hit the thumbs up, is the amount that I'm going to add to this card. All right. I want to give somebody a nice little gift before we end off and head into July 1st. Actually, it's 12 a.m. right now. So we just hit July 1st. But as soon as we're done, somebody's going to get a nice little gift. They can go and buy a book or whatever they want on Amazon immediately. All right. Hopefully invest it back into knowledge or, Black-owned business that is selling through the storefront or the marketplace of Amazon. It's up to you. All right. All right. So, so the second Exodus, right? So my position on the second Exodus is that if people opt to relocate to Israel or Africa, whatever the case may be, that's up to you, right? You have every right to do that, right? That's not going to remove you from what's called captivity unless you're able to buy land and establish your sovereignty on the land and have a little title to that land, okay? Until you have that, there's no guarantee that if you go and escape to another nation, you think going to the land of Israel right now, that the Israeli government is going to protect you? You think the Israeli government is not going to impose something on you because they're like, oh, you guys are the children of Israel, so you know what? We're going to leave y'all alone. You're the true children of Israel. We're going to leave y'all alone. It don't work like that. America gives over $3 billion to Israel every year. Israel is in America's pocket. So you think by leaving America and going to Israel that you're escaping? You're not going nowhere. People say, oh, well, we can go flee to the cities in the Jordan region. That whose pocket do you think Jordan's in? Do you think they have your best interest at heart? So the bottom line is, if you want to leave America, that's fine. But if America is connected or has tentacles with other nations that they're doing business with, if they want to get you, they can get you. If they want to impose something on you, they can impose something on you. You're not going to escape that, right? So true redemption is only going to come through a supernatural intervention. How that happens, it's up in the air, right? But it's going to take that for us to be reestablished as a people again, as a nation again. And that is in the Most High's hands and his timing. In the interim, you must become autonomous, which is how you're truly set apart. So when judgment is raining down on these nations, it is not affecting you. You and your people will be like your own Goshen. You'll have every resource within your community, government within your community, sustaining your own community. So while the nation's being judged, you are protected. And then when all the judgment is over, then you will be taken up. The Most High is the agent that's going to be responsible for gathering the children of Israel. We get that in the book of Isaiah chapter 11. So if people want to leave and go, that's fine. At the end of the day, whether the Civil War, World War III, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Your job, stay focused, build your community up. All right. Restore this culture. All right. Make a more close-knit community. Become autonomous. That's how you truly become set apart. Whether you're here or whether you're abroad, and let the Most High judge and let him redeem. At the end of the day, you have work to do. Don't sit here and say, I'm going to wait for this man to crack open the sky and come save, redeem me. We don't got time for that. All right. You don't have time for that. Stay focused. And to your Christians that may be here and say, well, we're supposed to be sitting here waiting on Jesus. Now, all Christians don't believe in the rapture. Okay. Christians that believe in dispensationalism, they subscribe to the rapture. And that permeates through the Pentecostal realm, the holiness realm, apostolic realm, right? And as far as denomination is concerned, right? But you have a lot of the ones that do it due to books like The Late Great Planet Earth and, what's that series that came out? That Rapture series that came out. It just escapes my memory. I just seen it. Wow, maybe about 6-7 years ago. I watched the whole series, right? But at the end of the day, if you're a Christian, I implore you to read Acts chapter 1, because the apostles asked, Yeshua, when are you going to restore the kingdom? He said, whoa. It's not your time to know that. What you need to do is be my witnesses. Put in that work. So you're so busy working, you're not sitting here worrying, because you're busy working, you're active, you're getting things done. You're going to be so consumed with the labor of the harvest, in the harvest, that you're not going to be worried about when he's going to come, what time, what day. And that's the problem with all of these Christian churches that subscribe to trying to pinpoint a date and time when he's going to return. That's foolishness. The text doesn't support that. So what y'all doing? What y'all doing? I don't know. Shout out to my brother Yahweh Stop, son of light, in the building. What's going on? JD Israel. What's going on, family? All right. Yes, Left Behind series. That's it. And mind you, they made a recent movie not so long ago with Nicolas Cage. And he was like, I think he was on a plane and people got taken away in a rapture and the plane was about to crash. And I think he landed it safely or whatever the case may be. That's foolishness. If you get taken, you're going to be destroyed. Oh, did I say the wrong? Is there Christians in here? Did y'all? Yeah, I seen 4 people leave the chat. I see 4 of y'all just stopped viewing it. So maybe some Christians. Again, I have a series coming up called Death to Dogma. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through a lot of Christian doctrines. And I'm going to show you the deceit in all of them. I think the first series that I did in regards to biblical misunderstandings was dealing with this term perfection. Can you be perfect? And I say, yes, you can be perfect. You can achieve it. Yeshua would not tell you to do something that you do not have the capability of doing. The problem is, what is the word perfect there in the Greek, Koine Greek, and in the biblical Hebrew? Okay. You can catch that on Patreon. It's an exclusive video on Patreon. Check that series out. It's a great video, right? Goes into that, right? And it makes a lot of Christians upset. It's like, can you be perfect? Yeah. Well, can you keep the law and not sin? Well, yeah, depending on what sin you're talking about. I did a whole series on that called Are All Sins Created Equal? Matter of fact, let me bring this out real quick. I didn't forget Judah Balak. That's fine. That's fine. And I encourage you. If that's what you want to do what you want to do. There's no problem with that. But watch this. I want to show you something real quick. Let me show you something real quick. Let me bring up a scripture real quick. Let me give you the scripture real quick. Hold on, where is it at? Okay. I'm gonna show you this real quick because I bring this up to Christians a lot and they get upset, but you know, they'll be all right. All right, here we go. This text says in 1 Yochanan 3:8, it says that he that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whoever is born of God does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. Interesting. And as you can see, when they're going in and look into it, and again, this is why you got to get into the language, right? And what they try to do is they try to add this practice of sinning. He that practices sinning, right? Wow. Right? Let's look that up. You can even click here to get the pronunciation of the root word, not the word that's conjugated, the root word. Okay. So this is what I want people to see. Okay. That's what I want you all to see. Right. See this? Now, when you go and look at the semantic value of a particular word in a passage, it's based on how it's conjugated in that passage. All right. Here we have in the Thayer's lexicon, an imperfect third person singular, plural, second person, blah, blah, blah. And it says it can mean perfect without augment, right? Again, depending upon how it's conjugated, right? And we get here and it pretty much means to appoint something, to agree to something, to make something, to act. You don't see anything here that says practice at all. You don't see nothing that says practice. But what happens is when you go into some of these translations, they try to clean this up. No one born of God makes a practice of sinning. What you mean practice? That's not there. Now, mind you, I use the ESV a lot, but there's times where I have to fact check the ESV. And, you know, I'm not as great in the Greek as I am in the biblical Hebrew, but I can take time and I can parse. I can still parse. It'll take me much longer, but I can parse out. But I've done this some time ago, and I will tell you the text does not say practice. It's not there. No one born of the Most High makes a practice of sinning, but it should really say, you know, the brother had asked me the other day, he was like, yo, so you saying the King James is wrong? Well, in this case, King James is right. Whoever's born of God does not commit sin. People say, well, what you mean? Yeah, if you're truly born, like Yeshua said, again, spirit, water, what does that mean? Ezekiel 11:19. I mean, he's writing the laws in your heart and your mind as he removes the stony flesh, give you the stony heart, give you a heart of flesh. And then he seals that with the spirit, seals that with the water. And guess what? He becomes your power. You become his people again. And now you can walk into the newness of life and has your ticket into New Jerusalem. So when people see this, they're like, whoa, what you saying? Says whoever is born of God does not commit sin. How do you fix that? How do you harmonize that? Well, when you read the context, he talks about something very important. He says there's two types of sin. There's a sin unto death, and there's a sin not unto death. The one that's up to death, I pray that you're not. Okay, go back and watch the lecture called All Sins Created Equal. That's a dynamic lecture, has a lot of views. Check it out. Or All Sins Created Equal, where I break this down. So perfection can be had when we look at the word for perfection, which means to be mature. That's why you talk about the meat and milk. You know, last few verses of Hebrews chapter 5 is about meat and milk because they're talking about being perfect, which means to be mature. And it's the same word there that Yeshua used in Matthew chapter 5, last verse, but they give two different translations for the word, which is extremely deceptive, right? Because you see doctrine is going into translating it here. So, okay, the words, we're going to take the word, put it perfect here with Yeshua. So he can create a standard. What they pretty much with the doctrine, what they're trying to do is because a lot of these Christian translators do not subscribe to keeping the law, they wanted a statement that Yeshua says to be something that's unobtainable, so that you won't think about keeping the law that will help you to become mature. So they add the word perfect there. But when you get to Hebrews 5, they didn't put the word perfect there. Let's see what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? First, let me show you in Matthew. I still remember the Luke chapter 1, verse 26. Again, I see it as an asinine question, and I explain why because of the way time is reckoned, but I'll still address that, right? It says here, be ye perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Interesting. Let's go to our tools. We go to our word perfect here. Teleos. That's your word for perfect, right? Keep in mind, this is the word right here, right? Now let's go to Hebrews chapter 5. Let's go down here. Let me know if you see the same word there. Oh, the same word is here. Look at that. So here they say full age, but in Matthew 5, they translate it as what? Perfect. Watch this. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. Those are perfect. That's what why didn't they keep it consistent? Put perfect or mature. It should be mature, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. You can only know good and evil when you know the law. And this is the deception, the subtle deception that's there in Christianity, whether it's overtly or inadvertently, the way it was translated. If you do not look into the words or the grammar, it's very difficult for you to know what's being said. And what happens is you are shoehorned into Christian doctrine, because Christian doctrine tried to take this text and shoehorn it. We don't do that here. That's why we say it's death to dogma. You can go back and check out that lecture that I did. That's only exclusive on Patreon, in which I dealt with this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm saying. This is the part of the Death to Dogma series. This is stuff that we addressed on there, and it's extremely important for y'all to understand that. And like I said, the whole series, Death to Dogma, we're going to get into the 5 major points of exegesis, or midrash, however you want to call it. First one being syntactical lexical analysis, looking at the lexical value of a word, which brings you into the realm of semantics, and then looking at its syntax, how it's fused together to form a cohesive and coherent sentence, right? Its morphology, how it should look, how words relate to each other. All of that is important, okay? And also the etymology of a word, because you don't want to always assume the etymology is what the word should mean, right? That's an etymological fallacy, and you don't want to commit that. But again, the context helps to define the semantic value of a particular word, okay? So once we get into the syntactical lexical analysis, we'll get into the cultural historical analysis, understand what the culture is and what history was going on during that time. Then you go into your theological analysis, or your cross-reference analysis, where now you're looking at the theme of a particular subject matter. And then from there, you have to dive into looking at what's called the figurative literal analysis, where you got to tell if a passage is whether a passage is literal or if a passage is figurative, if it's literal or if it's figurative, okay? And again, you can do an analysis to help you to see that. So you have these 4 points, and then your 5th point that you have is syntactical lexical, your cultural, historical, your thematic, theological, or cross-reference analysis, your figurative, and your literal analysis. And your last analysis is, what's the last analysis? It escapes me right now. It'll come to me. I'll get it for you. It'll come to me. But these are the steps that you take, general steps, because there's tons of other more exegetical methods. But these are the main ones that help you get to the meat of it. And then you can use other ones to dissect it further, but it brings you down to the basic building blocks so you can understand what it is. And you work deductively. Now, typically, I work inductively, but when you're first getting into this, you have to work deductively. Start with whatever thing is on the surface and work its way down to its provenance or its origin. So when we go through this series, it's going to be quick 30-minute bites that I'm going to go through. and I'm going to take you through it because we're going to add more visual flair, more audio-visual quality. Yeah, I got people assisting with it now. It's going to look nice. And it's called the Death to Dogma series. You're going to see, you're going to love it. You're going to be like, yo, because I know people all the time say, yeah, man, can I get some videos I can just share with my Christian friends and associates? This will be the series for you. Okay? But we're going to work on it. All right? Myron, you should already know the answer to that. What does Torah say? Matter of fact, go back to All Sins Created Equal and check out that lecture. You know what's part of the culture and what's not part of the culture. Are you saying this because you want to support or what? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking there. I have no clue. All right. So shout out to my brother Yarden in the building. What's going on? All right. So let me Damian Bland says, Shalom. Do you think John the Immerser was a part of the Qumran community? John the Immerser or Yochanan the Immerser, he was influenced. Hold on, family. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. All right. So in regards to Yochanan, he was influenced by that community. I did a lecture called The Patriarchal Priesthood in the Bible Unveiled. The Patriarchal Priesthood in the Bible Unveiled. Anybody in chat can share the link if you know what I'm talking about. And in part 2, I break that down in depth. All right. Also, the lecture called Capital Punishment, Human Sacrifice for the Atonement of Sin in the Bible. And I also talk about it in there. All right. Also, in the lecture, are all sins created equal that I just echoed earlier, that I'm echoing now from earlier. I also talk about it in there as well. All right. So you want to check out these 3 videos or go to my playlist that talks about the New Testament message or the New Testament, whatever, and click on that playlist and all the videos are in there. All right. All right. So let me, so Essence, I didn't say your question was stupid. That's not what I said. There's no stupid questions, right? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to get. Your question is not stupid, sis. All right. So okay, let me reason with you. Let me bring it up on the screen and let's reason. All right. And again, I didn't say anything you said was stupid. I said that it seemed asinine to me because I just explained that when it comes to dating, you have relative versus absolute dating. And there was no absolute dating taking place in regards to him being born because it will require a Roman historian to actually calculate that. It's extremely difficult. When you get to the Synoptic Gospels, they are written much later. We're talking about almost 50 years later they're written after he's already died. Okay? So it's very difficult to pinpoint that. All right? But I'll bring it up. No problem. It's not stupid. No problem. All right? Essence of Beauty says, you sound like Creflo Dollar. Are you talking about me? I sound like Creflo Dollar? What? That's news to me. See, I was about to answer your question, and now you're saying I sound like Creflo Dollar. I don't know what's going on right now. Is this the Twilight Zone? I'm not sure. I was about to answer your question. I don't know why you're throwing shots out like that. So let me know if you're for real about this, and then I'll continue on because I had the scripture. I was gonna go through it with you. But it sounds like you're taking shots now. So if you're taking shots, then I'm not going to spend time doing it when there's people have other questions in the chat. All right. So again, it was not my intention to offend you in any way. I didn't say it was a stupid question. I said it was asinine after I already explained the difference between relative and absolute dating. That's all I said, because I already established that. And I said that to answer is asinine after understanding the reckoning of time in regards to absolute so, okay, look, so don't time her out. It's okay. Let her come back. Admins, mods, don't time her out. Let her come back. And I'm going to give her a chance to straighten up. If she straightens up, then I'll address her. If she doesn't straighten up, then she can get booted again. All right. But again, sis, it was no intention on offending you. I was just saying it's an asinine question to keep asking after I just told you that the text does not give you a date into what happened? We can only presume, we can only assume, we can only speculate. We don't know for certain. And you're not going to know for certain. Nobody knows for certain. We can gauge, right? To say, okay, it was approximately during this time or it was approximately during that time. We can gauge, right? But we don't know for certain. So I need to understand exactly what it is that you're trying to say. And Moriel, you're absolutely correct. So Judah, Moriel answered your question right in the chat. This is why I love the chat. That's why I love the chat. All right. I didn't know I sounded like Creflo Dollar. This is new to me. It's crazy because I was watching this series called Trigger Warning by Killer Mike. And I'm going to try to find a way to show y'all the snippet I want to put up without getting copyright issues, where he actually approaches him and starts to talk to him and say, yo, the way he was preaching, just like every other white preacher, every other white church, he's not saying anything different than him. He went up to him and had a one-on-one with Creflo Dollar and was saying to him, no, we need a religion or a culture for ourselves. You know, we the Hebrews. And he started going in on Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar said, oh, you're making it an outside issue when it's really an inside issue. Yo, that was hilarious, right? We know what Creflo Dollar's about. If I sound like Creflo Dollar, then I should be getting Creflo Dollar money. Creflo Dollar's getting a lot of money. I have no amount of money as him. And I guarantee you, if I was to stand in front of his audience, they would never say that I'm Creflo Dollar. Because the type of information I'll be bringing out, they would not follow Creflo Dollar no more. So I don't know where this is coming from. So the sister took me saying the word asinine. So maybe we should look up the word asinine. Okay, maybe she interpreted that to mean stupid or foolish, and I think that's probably what she probably got from it. But it can also mean pointless and senseless. So what I mean by pointless and senseless, meaning that if I've already explained to you that we cannot pinpoint an exact date because relative dating is what we see in the text and absolute dating was done by Roman historians, we will never know the exact date on when that occurred. We can only speculate. Therefore, if you ask me to give you an exact date and time, I cannot do that. Now, if you want me to give you an estimate or if you want to give you, my guess, I can do that. But I like to be accurate if I can. If you want a book on that, I have several books that are written by Christians who go in depth about that. And I can email those to you so that you can do your own independent research. You ain't got to take my word for it. But nobody knows the exact date. Nobody knows the exact date. Okay? So I don't know where she's at. Please don't time her out. Let her come back in. Okay? But again, if you say I sound like Creflo, somebody please get this video over to Creflo Dollar and let him know that somebody says that I resemble him. And I want to see if he's willing to invest in KHM. Okay? Let me know if he's willing to share that G6, that plane that he got. Because I could definitely use that to bring the truth wherever I need to go. Because, he had to validate, we got to bring the gospel everywhere. I don't need no G6. Okay? But if you want to loan me the G6, trust me, I will fly that thing. I'm not stupid. Okay. All right. All right, Creflo Dollar, if you're watching this, we can use about $2-3 million. We got a lot of things we want to take care of in Q3, Q4, and $3-4 million will definitely help. And this should be up the strength of somebody saying that I sound like you. All right. Remember, I'm not a Christian, just so you know. I'm an Israelite, and I teach the doctrine, minus the dogma. So you may have a little issue with that, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. All right. So let's move on past the Creflo Dollar. I don't know why the shot had to be taken. I don't know. If you know Creflo Dollar, sis, connect me with him. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring the truth to him. He probably needs to know, man. All right. Educated Jam said they blocking the super chats. Yes, they are. I don't know what's going on with the super chats tonight. I have no clue. But family, if y'all want, again, you can definitely donate via Patreon, PayPal, or Cash App. All of that is in the description below. All the details in the description below. All right. But again, like I said, we're working on doing the Death to Dogma series. Now, tomorrow, we're releasing the Protesting for Change, Making Sense Out of Our Current Social Crisis. That video has been on Patreon for several days now and will be available to the public, just like we had Vote or Nope, right? The voting experience in the Black community, right? The reality of the voting experience in the Black community. We released that production. We got the Protesting for Change production. And with every video, we're doing better with our production quality. Like I said, given another couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying, the production quality on this channel when we do videos like that, it's going to be extraordinary. So you're going to get your money's worth for everything that you guys did. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all for investing. All right. Now, Essence, are you back? So Essence, now, was you saying that I sound like Creflo Dollar? Is that what you were saying? I don't know, sis. Let me know. She says, if the weather is the same as the States as it is here, why would that matter? What do you mean? The weather is not the same in Israel as it here in the States. They're on different longitude and latitude coordinates. And then you have different UV indexes depending upon what region you are. There's a lot of things that's different. It's not the same, sis. So I'm not sure where you're getting at. I'm really not sure where you're getting at, sis. All right. So again, family, make sure you hit that like button, share the video, hit the like button, and let me reward somebody with a nice little Amazon gift card before the session is over. All right. So Deshaun Kirkpatrick said thoughts on the book of Enoch. So there are elements of the book of Enoch that I subscribe to, but there's elements of the book of Enoch that I can authenticate. The parts that I can't subscribe to has a lot of information in regards to how Israelite communities thought in a particular point of time in opposition to the Hellenism that was going on. And that's why we see the preservation of the book of Enoch in the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Quran community, because they were the ones that, secluded themselves away from society, lived on the outskirts, and they wanted to make sure they preserved traditions that was going up against the Hellenism that was going on during their time. All right. So it's cold and rainy in the States. Well, it depends. In Florida, it's not cold and rainy. Key West is not. It's not cold and rainy like that. In LA, it's not cold and rainy like that, right? And in Nevada, Los Angeles, it depends on where you're at in the States. All right, the States is not just one small country; it's a huge piece of land. So you're gonna have divergent temperatures and climates depending upon where you're at. If you go all the way up to Maine as opposed to Florida, you're gonna have two different types of temperatures. If you're going all the way to Seattle as opposed to where you're going in East Texas near Houston, you're gonna have different weather, right? So you got to study the weather in Israel. All right, so you can't just make that correlation automatically because you're doing a disservice in your interpretation of the text. Okay, you got to study that region, and this is why when I do, matter of fact, I suggest you the several books that talk to you about it, study Bibles that talk to you about it as you're going along, that it gives you this type of information. I told you about the book Ancient Israel by Lester Grab, where he goes into detail about this. I gave that to you. The Cultural World of the Bible. I gave you that reference to that. I gave y'all the Zondervan Study Bible that says the Cultural Background Study Bible. All of these books actually give you references to these little bits of information that helps you to get more insight. Or you can visit Israel or talk to interview people who've been in Israel, or you can study Israel on your own independent and learn about the climate, learn about the environment, learn about the ecosystem, learn about the topography there, learn about the geography there, learn about the geology in that region. Hence, when I tell people about the Dead Sea Transform, which is an indenture that cuts right through what we call Israel and Jordan, right? That actually puts Israel on the African tectonic plate. You got to study all of these things, because all of these things have a bearing on the weather. Matter of fact, you have horticulture that's done in the highlands, and then, where you do most of your vineyards and stuff like that. But when you're in the lowlands towards the south and then in the Negev, you're doing more pastoralism. Why? Because of the climates. Certain trades are better in certain areas. Then you look at your proximity to the coastal plains. You have to understand all of this stuff. So I can't just give you one black or white answer for something. There's a lot of details in this. So when we're looking at Luke chapter 1, verse 26, take into account the immediate environment in which this is taking place. Okay. So I'm still trying to understand what is your question. All right. Please don't block the sister. I'm not sure what she's saying. I want her to actually speak her mind. If she wants to get on the panel and talk, you can do that as well, sis. It's not a problem. Right. But I don't understand what your question is. I really don't understand what your question is. Right. Thank you for posting that, Yarden. He's posting all the services that we offer. Okay. And all the resources we have on various things if you guys need assistance. All right. So again, I'm not sure what's going on here. Shout out to my brother Maccabees TV in the building, Danya Allah. I'm surprised he's up right now, because that's a busy man right there. That's an extremely busy man. But I should be on that platform this coming Monday, y'all willing, to do a little interview, hot seat, or whatever session, because it's been a while since I've been on there, and I definitely want to, grace that platform again. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Alabi speaking the truth. I saw his live stream that he did recently in his car. He was going in, all right, about Glass Joe and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So Deshaun Kirkpatrick says, how do you prove henotheism? So Deshaun, just so that I don't sound like a broken record to people that's already been here and you probably are interested in that subject matter sincerely. I did a lecture series recently. It's called El Shaddai, Yod He Wafe, El Elyon, Three of a Kind or One and the Same, where I go in and I explain my position on henotheism, right? Or you can type my name in, type henotheism in the YouTube, and you'll see tons of videos come up. And I think I have a playlist on that as well. All right. So henotheism can be easily proven. And like I said, I challenge anybody to a debate who believes in strict monotheism. I challenge anybody to a debate. I've been putting this out for at least 3 years now, since 2017. Anybody that wants to debate and say that they are strict monotheists, let's have a discussion, because you're not a strict monotheist. You're not. All right. Shout out to G Consciousness in the building. Sharon Hammond. Shalom. What's going on? Diabra McCall says, I would like to get to talk to you about the Gentiles and the New Testament under Roman rule. Okay, cool. What you want to talk about? Shout out to Sandra Curry in the building. My brother Morey Shamat Yahoo. What's going on? All right. So again, family, we have this right here. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you're brand new. The more I see everything raise up in the statistics over here, the more I'm adding to this gift card. Okay, the more I'm going to add to this gift card. And this is made possible by everybody that donates to this ministry. You're making gift giving and giveaways possible to everybody else. All right. So whoever wins this, please thank the chat and everybody that supports this ministry financially, because we take pieces of that and allocate it towards giving away back to the community. All right. All right. Again, hit the thumbs up. Shout out to my brother Hebrew Lawaya in the building. Haven't spoke to you in a while, my brother. Hope all is well. Yo, G-Con is still a Christian, man. That's not going nowhere. Shout out to my elder Pastor Johnson in the building. Elder Pastor Johnson, what's going on? All right. Joe Smith says, did you do a video on Leviticus 21 and 5, 1927, so I can check it out? Joe Smith, I did one on Leviticus 29, 19 and 27. 21 and 5 sounds familiar. They should not make boneless upon it. Yeah. So actually, it's interesting. If you go back and you check out the interview that I did on Maccabees TV, type in Maccabees TV, DivineProspect. The last interview I did with Priest Anya Allah, we had our brother call in, Jeremiah Judah called in, and he asked that question, and I kind of broke it down in that live stream interview. So you can go ahead and check that out. All right. I think it's something like DivineProspect on a hot seat or something like that. Or you can go on this channel, look up Leviticus 1927, put my name in, and you'll see where I go in on Leviticus 1927. I give the references. And if you want a reference to that outside of what I'm saying, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com, and I'll send you the reference. Okay. All right. All right. So let me go ahead and get back to what I was saying here. I don't know what happened to the sister. She disappeared. I hope she's okay. I hope she's willing to come back and have a discussion. I'm not sure. But Keontae Gates says me and Zion need to do it again. I don't mind it. It's up to him. If he wants to do it again, we can. I have no problem with that. I think he pretty much laid out his position. I pretty much laid out my position. So at the end of the day, it's up to you guys to decide. I would rather have a discussion with him about another subject matter. Right. So there's more variety in our interactions. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. All right. All right. What are you talking about? Shama says Audio Technica. What are you talking about? All right. Kanisha Morgan says, what do you know about the Flavians, about the claim that they produced the New Testament? That is a bunch of garbage. Anybody that teaches that does not understand history. They have no validation from the academic world, and they're getting it from fringe teachers. Okay. So that Flavian dynasty and the New Testament was created by the there's no way they can prove that. I'll debate anybody on that subject matter. So if you know anybody, Kanisha, that wants to have a discussion on that, send them my way and I'll debate them. That's a bunch of garbage, and I would tear anybody apart that's pushing that nonsense. All right. And I just have to be frank with it. It's a bunch of garbage. Okay, so I don't subscribe to it. I mentioned it a couple times in the live stream. I'm willing to talk about it again in the future, but I would rather debate somebody on it. Find somebody that subscribes to that. It's mostly Israelites that don't subscribe to the Brit Hadashah. You know, I subscribe to the reconstructed Brit Hadashah. So the New Testament we got is a New Testament, and I subscribe to what's called the Brit Hadashah. So you got your New Testament, you got your Brit Hadashah, or your reconstructed Brit Hadashah. If you want to know how I go about doing that, it's a lecture that I did. It's called Baptism in the tradition of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Baptism, or baptized in the tradition of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And in there, I show you my research methodology for reconstructing the Brit Hadashah. So I reconstruct it, and I'm attempting to restore it. And I started working on a translation of the book of Matthew and of the Torah. And I started work on that. And then I saw some people to assist with it, but it's a large project, and I'm not going to definitely get it done this year. So it's probably going to take another 2 years for me to get that done, but I'm working on it. All right. Solid Grip says, is Lashwan Kodash a real language? I wouldn't say it's a language. It's a way of vocalizing Hebrew. Okay. It's a vocalization system that is imposed onto the Hebrew text. Okay. That's what it is. Now, whether it's a real language or not, that's up for you to decide. That's some brothers decide that they want to speak the Hebrew that way. That's a prerogative. Me, I try to stick to the classical biblical Hebrew, pronunciation or vocalization. That's my position, and I defend it well. And if brothers want to subscribe to the Lashwan Kodesh, that's their business, right? I've had discussions with brothers on there before and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So Michael Green, I don't mind your comments, but the cursing, can you just refrain from the cursing? That's all. Just refrain from the cursing if you don't mind. And yes, my sentiments are very similar. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind your opinion, but I don't know if you're cursing. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure why you're that angry right now. Don't know. I don't know, my brother, why you're that angry. All right. Shout out to DG Iron Royal in the building with us. All right. Hey, if you jump in here and I see it, shout out to the Solid Grip who asked that question earlier. I'm here. So, Kanisha, get that guy to email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com or reach me on social media, and he can definitely come onto the panel discussion. We have discussion. I put this challenge out again 3.5 years ago. Nobody showed up to have this Flavian Dynasty New Testament discussion. Nobody shows up for these discussions. They talk all of this stuff that cannot be validated outside of fringe authors and fringe YouTube videos. And I said, look, let's have a controlled discussion. If you want a debate format, we can. If you want an informal discussion, we can. They don't want to debate it because it doesn't hold any water against somebody that knows how to scrutinize it. All right. So virtue. That's a great question. So you know what? I'll reserve that to my Maccabees TV discussion. Me and my brother Priest Danya Allah can have that discussion. Make sure you join on that chat. That should be on Monday. I'll probably put up the information on the community tab, so you guys have that information on that. Okay. Shout out to Otis Miller in the building. What's going on? Thank you for joining in. All right. Michael, I understand your point, man, and they are. You know what I'm saying? And I do not subscribe to what they're doing over there. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? But there could be a better way you can, explain or disseminate your passion or your feelings for it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't mind y'all having free range to speak your mind in the chat, but please just refrain from the cursing. And again, I say that because this is audiences that watch this are families, not just individuals, right? But families. So I'm trying to be mindful on the things that children are seeing or hearing when we speak or talk here. All right. So the Bible and me, no, I'm not One West. I'm not One West. Right. There's One West brothers that I'm cool with. That's their prerogative, but I'm not One West. So if you ask that the Bible and me, you might be new here. You might be new. Hit that subscribe button. If you're new, go back and watch the full garment of the videos that's on this channel, and you'll see what my position is. All right. Rifat Ali, you said love you. I don't know who you're talking to, or you're saying you love me. I don't understand. Not sure what's going on. All right. Michael Green, if you if you're talking about not shooting innocent Palestinian babies, my suggestion to you would be to travel to Israel and go to Tel Aviv or Jerusalem with a couple of signs, stand in a corner, get you a bullhorn, and make sure you make your voice heard and protest, because that's who you need to say it to. I'm sure they're not watching this channel. I'm sure they're not watching this channel. So this is probably not the best channel for you to express that on. I think you should really go to Israel and do that, or other channels where you have these televangelists, or you have these Christian ministries that subscribe to Zionism. Go on those channels and say that, or go to Israel and say that, because even though you voice what you're saying here, and we may have the similar sentiment, it's not going. Your voice is not going to be heard. Okay, we're not the ones shooting these kids that you're talking about. So I definitely can't help you with that right now, but I do understand your pain. All right, maybe you're Palestinian, you maybe have family or friends as Palestinian, or maybe you just are outraged about it, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, but being in this chat expressing it is not going to solve the problem. Okay. So the solid grip says, do you believe salvation is only for the Jews? Yes, it is. Salvation is for the Jews. And because of the unbelief of some, there's a grafting in of Gentiles that want to cleave, not Gentile nations, Gentile individuals that cleave unto Israel. That's my position. But we know it is. Yeshua said that clear. Salvation is of the Jews. He says, I'll come only for the house of the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It's very clear. Isaiah 52 is the gospel. It's for Israel. That's who it's for. And because of the unbelief of some of the Israelites, then the Gentiles are grafted in. The cleaving Gentiles are grafted in. All right. That's my position. I've been teaching that for a while now. And that's what it's about. No. It's the Razor Siren X. I'm upgrading it to the Corsair Elgato Wave :3. That's the one I'm going to upgrade this to. And the one that I currently have, the Razor Siren X, which is good too. It's going to be the one that I take with me on the road. All right. So I'll be upgrading it soon, but it's not that. And Audio Technica is a great brand, but that's not what this is right here. Okay. Correct, JD Israel. Correct. All right. No, I said Isaiah 52 is the gospel. I didn't say Isaiah 53. Isaiah 52 is the gospel. So the Bible and me, you might be brand new here. All right. You might be brand new here. All right. Kanisha Morgan, you are hitting me with some interesting things about polygyny and smoking weed. I will address that in the future. Right. Future videos, I'll address both of those. If you want some information on that outside of me explaining it on a live stream, you can email us your request at kingdomharbinger or at gmail.com, or you can get expedient responses with upcoming videos that we're doing on our Patreon. And I think you're already a Patreon member, if I'm not mistaken, Kenesha. So what I'm going to do for the Patreon is when they ask questions about subjects like that, we're going to do 30-minute breakout videos that's going to be exclusive for Patreon, where we'll be able to answer these questions for you guys. All right. And again, I have videographers and video editors that's going to be working with me, so that way we can make it more visual, so you can capture it as opposed to just me talking, me showing a PowerPoint, but make it visual so you can really take it in. All right. But those are excellent questions. And like I said, you can email us and I can give you information on that on the side, but I'm going to reserve a lot of those for some videos coming up. All right. Anton Taylor. Yes, I have sat down with African Hebrew Israelites. Are you talking about KOY, Kingdom of Yah? Is that who you're talking about? Ben Amin's group? Because I have several acquaintances that are in that organization that I talk to all the time. All right. Black Av, no, I don't need a USB interface. I appreciate that though. Coach Vaughn says, not the El Gato. Yeah, the El Gato. I don't even know why they call it that. That means the cat in Spanish, but I mean, I don't know. All right. So no, the Siren X, actually, this mic is $100. All right. Now I got the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Unfortunately, I can't stream 4K here unless I have an intermediary software, hardware set up, audio video capture device. But I'll probably be doing that sometime in the future where I'll be able to stream in 4K, which might be crazy because it'll cause stuttering people who do not have, symmetrical bandwidth, gig up and gig down in regards to your ISP, internet service provider. So I don't know if I'm a live stream in 4K. I think you could probably kick it down to 720p or 1080p, but that'll be probably sometime in the future. All right. So again, family, hit that thumbs up button, share this video. If you're brand new, hit subscribe. Make sure you'll sign up for that Patreon and get exclusive content on there. Like I said, A lot of these questions you ask, I may have a book that I shared on there, an article that I shared on there, a video content I put on there. I've added something there that answers a lot of these questions, or you can go back to my previous videos and check it out. All right. Kanisha, like I said, sis, Patreon or email, and I'll give you some information on those before I publicly come out and I actually do a actual lesson on that, session on that. All right. Yes, coach, correct. The Elgato Cam link. All right. Shout out to Meek Yaal Bena Yasharal in the building. All right. Moray, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So the Solid Grip says, do you believe Luke is a Jew? My position is that Luke is not a Jew ethnically, that he is a convert to Messianism or classical historical Messianism. All right. He was a physician. Some people argue that and say, no, he is an Israelite. My position is that he wasn't an Israelite. Okay. And there's several reasons why I come to that conclusion. Aside from the church fathers' accounts of it through tradition, and aside from the stylistic things that we see within his synoptic gospel as opposed to Mark and Matthew. All right. So the Bible in me says, Divine, how is Isaiah 52 the gospel? So again, the Bible in me, did you hit subscribe? Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. All right. Because I've answered this before. All you have to do, the Bible in me, is read the passage, right? But I'll do one for you. Let me go ahead and read it for you. Okay. I'll read the passage for you. I'm gonna move on to the next question. All right. To me, it seems like you're a Christian. All right. It's evident by, the way that your line of questioning is occurring and the questions you're asking me. I know that you are a diehard Christian and it's all good. So let's go ahead and let's deal with this so you guys can understand how is this the gospel. Okay. All right. So here it is. Awake, awake, put on your strength, O Zion, put on your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for there shall no more come into you the uncircumcised and the unclean. All right. Kodesh. This is all the gospel. Shake yourself from the dust and arise. Be seated, O Jerusalem. Loose the bonds from your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. This is the gospel or the good news. Let's keep going. But thus says Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, you were sold for nothing and you shall be redeemed without money. When you hear Cephas or Peter talking about being redeemed without money, well, this is where it's coming from. This is the gospel. For thus says Adonai, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, my people went down at the first into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppression them for nothing. Now, therefore, what have I here, declares Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, seeing that my people are taken away for nothing. Their rulers wail, declares Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, and continually all day my name is despised. This is all the gospel. Therefore, my people shall know my name. Shame can also mean your character as opposed to a title only. Therefore, in that day, they shall know that it is I who speak. Here I am. Watch this. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news. There's your word gospel. You know what you can do? Go into the Septuagint, go to Isaiah 52:7 and see what that word is in the Septuagint. Who publishes peace, who brings good news for happiness, who publishes salvation, who says to Zion, your power reigns. That's the gospel right there. Keep going. The voice of your watchmen, they lift up their voice. Together they sing for joy. For eye to eye they see the return of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh to Zion. That is the gospel. And that is for Israel. And if there's Gentiles that want to cleave unto this, then they can get into, they're going to be servants. All right. Until the consummation of everything, and then the status may shift in the future. But this is the state. This is the gospel. Now, people may not like it, but that's what it is. And all you gotta do is keep reading. Break forth together into singing. This is a future thing that's gonna happen. They're speaking about the gospel as a future thing. Break forth together into singing, you waste places of Jerusalem, because those places are gonna be restored. For Yah has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. Yah has bared his holy arm before the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see what? The salvation of our power. Depart, depart, go out from there, touch no unclean thing, go out from the midst of her, purify yourselves, you who bear the vessels of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. For you shall not go in haste, and you shall not go in flight, for Yah will go before you, and the power of Israel shall be your rear guard. All right, and then it goes on further. But here is the gospel, Isaiah 52:1-12. That's the gospel. You look up the word euangelion. If you look it up in the Greek, we see that same word being used in the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament, and it's the same thing. It's the good news. That's what Yeshua came to bring. I'm not sure why that's so difficult. Only diehard Christians have a problem with that. Only dogmatic Christians have a problem with that. Why can that be the gospel? That Israel is going to be restored back into Zion and Yah's going to be their power again. And it's going to be shown before the eyes of all of the nations that this is the selected chosen one of the Most High. If you are a Gentile and you're concerned, cleave unto an Israelite. Cleave unto the Israelite knowledge and you can get in. Christian will say, oh, no, what you're doing, you're narrowing the gospel and you kind of excluding. I'm not excluding anybody. I said, if you're a Gentile, you want to get down with this, then there you go. And if you want to really be technical, all your Gentiles, I don't care if you're a Christian or whatever, all of y'all going to have to cleave into an Israelite for your salvation. Y'all talking about Yeshua, the branch, Yeshua, he's an Israelite. Guess what? If you want to get in, you got to cleave unto him. You're still cleaving unto an Israelite. There's no way around that. I've been saying this for at least 2 years now. Y'all don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. It's facts. That's the gospel right there. Yah has promised his people. This is why I was talking to Vocab Malone. I was talking to him about, does the New Testament church replace Israel and all the prophecies given to Israel? Yes or no? Does it abrogate what we see in the New Testament? Yeah, in the Old Testament. Yes or no? Y'all don't like that? I just told you the word is there for gospel, the good news. Look it up in the Septuagint to see how they translated that word good news there into the Greek, and then go back to the New Testament, see where it's used in the New Testament. Y'all want a source for that? Go to katabiblion.com, which is a free Septuagint that you can see online. Matter of fact, let me show it to you, because we give references here. We give sources here. I don't make nothing up. Let's go and get it. Let me show it to y'all real quick, man. Let me show it to y'all real quick, so you don't think I'm just making stuff up. The study here goes deep. I'm trying to keep it surface right here, unless I get a guest on, and then we can get surgical with it. It's up to y'all how y'all want to do it. I don't know how y'all want to do it. Y'all let me know how surgical you want to get with this, all right? But let me go ahead and give it to y'all so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's go to Isaiah 52, right? So we can validate what it is that I'm saying. You don't think I'm just making this up, right? Let me find it, all right? Isaiah 52. And we're going to look up our word for the gospel, the good news, verse 7. You're not going to like it, but it's okay. It's the truth. You ain't got to get mad at me. I'm just the bearer of the news. I'm just giving you the good news. Y'all upset over it, but hold on. Here it is right here. Let me zoom in for y'all so y'all can see. Give you this nice little source right here. And again, you can't do any direct comparisons with the Old and New Testament as far as the original language is concerned, unless you use assisted language, which I use, which is Syriac for the New Testament. And I compare that to the biblical Hebrew because they have cognates in there, and they're both from the same language phylum. And if you're going to go into looking at the Greek comparison from the New Testament, right, with the Old Testament, then you can go to the Septuagint. But let me show you here on my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't think Divine's making this stuff up. Here's a source. All right. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write this. OK, I'm just showing it to y'all. Here is your Isaiah 52. Here's your word right here. This is where you get the word evangelize from. Euangelion. And then you have your conjugation towards the end. And then you can get deep and look into the details of it. Look at this. You can look at the inflection of it and see the different ways in which it's inflected, because, you have the dative, you have the genitive. When you get into the language, you look at it, but it says bring good news. And guess where you're going to see this word at in the New Testament? Do you want me to bring it out to you so you can see what it's in the New Testament? Hold, let's look over here. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of him who brings the good news, who publishes peace. Yeshua's echoing these same things, who brings good news of good, who publishes salvation. That's what he was doing, right? He was bringing the good news. It pre-existed before he was here. Who says to Zion, your power reigns. When he's talking about the kingdom of the Most High is coming, that's their power reigning. He says the kingdom is amongst you. That's the power reigning. He's teaching you the kingdom etiquette here on earth so you can learn it, so you can be skilled through your walk. So when you get into the kingdom, it's already secondhand knowledge. It's already instinctive. That's what the gospel is. Christians don't like that, but it's facts. It's facts. Virtue, I did a whole lecture on that has 150,000 views. It's called From Esau to Zionism. All right, check that lecture out and you'll get to see my answer on that, okay? He says, put the link in the chat so I can look it up. So the Bible and me, you want me to put the link in the chat? Okay, so I'm going to give it to y'all, all right? Because he probably wants to go back behind me and say, well, I don't know if this guy's telling the truth. How could that be the gospel? How could that be the same word? Because I've been studying this for years. This right here, I've been studying for at least, let me see, this is 2020. I've been studying it since 2008. So about 12 years I've been studying this. About 12 years. All right. Shout out to my brother Nathan walking in the building. That's another one of our Christian apologists. That's the guy right there that tries to convert me over to Christianity, right? Trying to give me the right gospel. But hey, he's sitting here. He sees this gospel. Me and him had a discussion on this too. All right. Omar Dooley says, y'all done got Divine started. Y'all know how it is. They always get me started, right? It's mostly the Christians or the trolls that get me started. All right. So again, if you have an issue with that, the Bible and me, it's okay. Make sure you get into your prayer closet and pray to the Most High and say, Most High, how could this be possible? How could the gospel be for the Israelites? And then secondary to me, well, Paul says it also to the Jew first. You want to know what that word means there, as Jew first? I didn't brought this out before. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up again. However you want to go. I got tons of sources. If you want some lexicons, let me know. I got about 8 Greek lexicons, and I got about 5 good biblical Hebrew lexicons. Let me know what you want. If you want to go into the lexicons, we can go into the lexicons and look those words up. Just let me know if you want to go that far, if you want to continue to validate what I'm saying. All right. And then I can go to the grammar a little bit for you if you want, just in case you want to look at the syntax, make sure it's lining up within a contextual framework of what's being said there in the passage. We can dive into that. And if you don't believe how I'm parsing out the Greek, then I can bring for you on the screen several Greek books that go into the grammar that's used in universities. So you can fact check to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I have no problems with that. I'll send them to you. You can look at it and you guys can do it yourself. But I gave everybody the reference for the Septuagint for free online. It has tons of sources on here. This is an excellent, I would say to me, the best Septuagint online that you can get. All right. So if you want to keep going, keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Let's see where it says to the Jew first and to the Gentile. Because, they don't like that. Paul said that. I didn't make that up. Paul said, look, the only reason why your Gentiles getting in is because of the unbelief of some of the natural branches that had to be broken off. That's why. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write Romans chapter 2, verse 9. Let's get into Romans chapter 2, verse 9. I didn't write this. I didn't write this. Paul. That's your man. I didn't write this. But let's see what Paul says. Because they're going to say, what about Jew or Greek? Neither man nor free nor bond. We all one. So if it says male and female, are you telling me that there's a unigender? You telling me that it's referring to hermaphrodites? Because if you're not interpreting that properly, that's what we talked about, exegesis, then you're telling me that that passage that says neither male nor female is referring to hermaphrodites. Because they're neither male nor female, because they're both. What? What was that? Oh, okay. Wait, what? I can't hear you no more. Oh, okay. You was thinking about that. All right. Let's go to Romans, man. Let's do it. Let's go to Romans, man. I didn't write this. I did not write this. I'm just presenting what's there. Let's go to Romans. Paul's saying this, not me. Paul's saying this. He says, tribulation and anguish unto every soul of man, of the Jew first and also the Gentile. He says, but watch his glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Jew first and also the Gentile. So now Paul is showing in hierarchy where it's to the Jew first and then the Gentile. Let's go into the gospel. Y'all want to go into the gospel? Do y'all want to go into the gospel? I think y'all want to go into gospel. You say, yo, man, can you go into the gospel? Let's go into the gospel. Let's see what else Paul has to say about this. All right, let me bring it up here on the screen. All right, let's see what else Paul got to say about Jew first, Gentile second. Paul saying this. I'm not saying this. Let's go to Romans 1:16. And that used to be my group. Yo, 1:16. That was my rap group, man, when I was in Christianity. Some of y'all are saying Christianity now, you know what I'm talking about. Your old heads in the truth. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go to Romans 1:16. Again, I did not write this. This is all over the text. Paul's telling you this. Did you know Paul kept the law too? What? The law was done away with. Wait, what? Paul kept the law. Paul kept the law too. Oh, Paul got a Gentile circumcised too. And Acts chapter. Oh, he did. Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write this. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone I believe, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Now, I didn't write that. Let's see what that says. Let's break down in the tools and let's see what that says. I didn't write that. I went over this tons of times before. Here's your word here, proton. Again, if you want me to pull up my other lexicons, I can. I'm using the one that's here conveniently so everybody can follow along with me. But if you want additional lexicons, like the ones they use in universities, I have those. So let me know if y'all want any of those. Again, I post those on Patreon all the time. But it says first in time or place, first in rank. Wait a second. Whoa. Wait, what? First in rank? But I thought God had no respect of person. I thought God loved everybody. I thought Jesus came and died for the whole world. So then why is Paul talking about first in rank? Dang. Y'all need to talk to Paul about that, man. Sometimes Paul said, this is my gospel. Oh, did you know that Paul personalized his gospel? Oh, man. Maybe y'all didn't see that. Let me pull that up too. Because now we working. Let's work. I don't play when it comes to this stuff. Let's work. All right? Romans 2:16. This is your boy Paul. What does Paul say? Paul says, in the day when God shall judge the secrets of men by Jesus Christ according to my gospel. Wait, Paul, how you have your own gospel? I've never heard none of the other apostles say this but Paul. Paul says it's my gospel. Paul, how you personalize the gospel, bruh? Oh, there's a great book that you can read on this. Hold on. So let's bring up the sources. Again, you can get this for free on our Patreon. Let's bring up the sources, man. Come on, man. Let's stop this, man. Let's keep going. Like I said, that Depth of Dogma series is going to be crazy. It's only going to be available on Patreon. So y'all need to sign up for Patreon. Y'all think this is something. Wait till y'all see that series with the graphics and everything. It's going to be crazy, man. Let's get into it real quick. All right. Let me bring up a book, a good reference for a book that you guys can look up. Right. Let's bring it up right here. If you guys want to understand Paul's Christology, because Paul has unique Christology. And if you have not studied it, I'm going to give you a great author that's respected in the Christian apologist circles who wrote a whole book on it. Here is the reference. Are y'all ready? Here it is right here. Check it out. It's called Pauline Christology, an exegetical theological study by Gordon D. Fee. This is an excellent book. Excellent book. You can check it out for free if you sign up for the Patreon. It's an excellent book. Okay, excellent book. Hold on. Getting a little trigger happy over here. Hold on. Let me bring it in. Let's bring it in. All right, let's go take a look at a couple things here, especially where curios. You got to understand what he means by that. It's deep. It's heavy. Y'all want to get sources here? I'll give you this book too. You can read this book for yourself. Watch how deep this is. We go deep. Christology in 2 Thessalonians. He breaks down his Christology in each one of these books. Any of those books that you bring up and Paul talking about this, talking about that, I'm going to break you down with this book here written by a Christian talking about it in depth. This is crazy. I didn't write this. He talked about Christology in Romans. You know, we talked about Romans chapter 1, right? We went down to Romans. He touches that in Romans. You want another book on Paul and his Christology? Are you okay with Paul saying first in rank? Paul had a hierarchy? Wait, what? I don't even see that guy here no more. Where's he at? Oh, there you go. Is Paul wrong for saying my gospel divine? You tell me. Can I personalize and tell you what my gospel is? I don't have a gospel. You know what Peter says? Let's see what Peter says. I'm just giving you what the text says. You got to deal with the text says. I'm not making this up. All right, let me bring it up. Here we go. Let's deal with it. Here we go. Let me know when you're ready. You ready to see it? You're ready? Still got this gift card. Somebody going to win this gift card. You're giving me a hard time in here, the Bible with me, but guess what? You have an opportunity to win this gift card. So you're going to get some form of equality. All right, you might not like the first in rank thing, but you have an opportunity to win this just like everybody else. All right, so maybe that may make you feel good at the end of the day. I don't know, but look, let's take a look at it. Right, you ready? Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. You'll hit subscribe, share this video, family, and any support that you want to give is down there in the description below. Let's take a look to see what Kefis says. See, I wasn't even trying. I was just trying to answer questions from my community, but I don't mind addressing Christians that come in here. But you know, this guy's a Christian, right? And he wants answers from our community. I have no problem giving it to him, right? So here you go. Kefis says, I'll do the ESV. He says, if any man speak as one who speaks oracles of the power, whoever serves as one who serves by the strength of the power supplies. Wait, If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. What's that word oracles there? Let's take a look to see what that word oracles is there. Logion. Oh, that is interesting. You know what the logion is? The word. If you're going to speak the word of the Most High. So if the gospel is clear in Isaiah 52, you can expound on it, which you see in the other apostles did. But Paul says, my gospel. So wait, how many times does Paul personalize and say his gospel? Why we have to come out and say my gospel? Well, none of the other apostles said my gospel, because you got to understand it's Christology. If you don't understand Pauline Christology, look up Jordan D. Fee's book. It goes into depth about it, written by Christians. So you don't think that I wrote it. I didn't make that book up. I'm just delivering them information. So let's get further into this. How many times does Paul personalize the gospel? How many times he personalized the gospel? Let's keep going. The Bible with me. I didn't say you said anything out of order, my brother. I'm passionate. This is how I go in. Don't take offense to it. I'm not mad, angry. I'm not trying to reprimand you, nothing like that. This is how we go in here. It's a lot of high energy because this is a serious ordeal. And sometimes you can't always be soft with this information. Sometimes you got to be upfront and center with it. And that is what I'm presenting you. Yes, it might be a hard pill to swallow the way I'm presenting it. But over time, like Paul says, though I be rude in speech, not in knowledge. Just go back and validate what I'm saying to you. That's it. That's all. That's all. No offense taken. There's no offense. Everything is all good. We all good in here. You feel me? Y'all okay? As long as everybody is okay, we good. But let's keep going. We want to see Paul keeps personalizing the gospel. So my question is, why is Paul personalizing the gospel? I know. Do you know? Can you tell us, the Bible and me, why he is personalizing the gospel? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. I'm gonna jump into Timothy and show you what he says in Timothy 2. All right. Here we go. Romans 16:24. Now to him that is of the power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Jesus Christ according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets according to the commandment of the everlasting God made known to all nations for the being faith to God only wise, be glory to Jesus Christ forever. Amen. So why is he saying his gospel? What is Paul's gospel? What is so unique about Paul's gospel? Huh? What? I can't hear you. What was that? You said what's wrong with no, but why does he keep saying his gospel? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at more of Paul saying his gospel. All right, let's deal with it. Paul saying right here, man. Remember that Jesus Christ of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel. Paul saying this. Why does he keep personalizing the gospel, saying my gospel? That's a possessive pronoun. My gospel. Why is he saying that? Can you give us an answer, the Bible and me? Oh, Keontae, you already know who gave it a thumbs down. The Bible and me probably gave it a thumbs down. He's probably a little upset. And the Christians that came in here, when I told them what the real gospel is, they probably got mad at that. They did. All right. But they'll be okay. All right. And of course, Nathan Walker, we expect you to disagree. All right, my brother, I love you, but I already know you're going to disagree. Okay. So can Bible and me, don't go nowhere. He says, to my knowledge, Paul mean the one he received from Jesus Christ. So he received a different gospel from Jesus Christ than the apostles? I thought they were all supposed to be of one mind, of one faith, one. Oh, Paul said that. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe that was missed. Let's see where it says that. Let's see where it says that. All right. Again, I'm not making this up. Paul saying this. That's what he says. Okay. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5. It says there should be one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. That's what he says. Is that gospel supposed to be the same? Why is Paul personalizing the gospel? I just want the answer to that. Why is he personalizing the gospel? Can somebody tell me why he's personalizing the gospel? Any answers? Okay. I realize my audience, YouTube audience, they love when I go in like this on Christianity. Y'all are something else, man. I love y'all, but y'all are something else. Give the same love from when I go in on Christianity to all the other videos on the channel, because we have a lot of good other content on the channel. You got to show those some love too. But again, the Bible and me, again, this is not an attack. Don't feel attacked. If you want to talk about it, you can come on a panel. We can talk. All right. My brother John, who is a Christian, and Nathan, please tell us what Paul means by my gospel. Okay. The Bible and me says the gospel that Jesus Christ gave him. So is the gospel that he gave him different? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did you know that Paul was preaching a different gospel? Oh, did I say that? I'm probably going to get some more thumbs down. Did you know that Paul was preaching a different gospel? Did you know that? Did y'all know that? Did you know that Paul was preaching another gospel? You see, at least the Bible and me, he's honest. He said, I'm going to have to look that up to see what it means. No problem. Do your research. And if you want the sources, I can send them to you. Paul preached a different gospel. When you read the Brit Hadashah, there's two gospels. There's the gospel that Yeshua came to bring, which is the continuation of Yeshayahu Isaiah that I read for you in Isaiah chapter 52. And then there's Paul's gospel, which is the gospel of Christ. Yeshua is the gospel of the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God. Paul's gospel is the gospel of Christ. He has a different gospel. Are there similarities? Yes. But he's talking to a different audience, so he's bringing a different message to that audience. That's why he says, my gospel, my gospel, my gospel. You're right, Paul. You're preaching the gospel of Christ. But Yeshua was preaching the gospel of the kingdom. That's what I preach here, the gospel of the kingdom. Unless I'm talking to a Gentile, then I'll use Paul's angle. But if I'm not talking to no, I'm using Yeshua's words. Okay. All right. John Williams, Nathan Walker. Please tell us why Paul says my gospel. The Bible of me, I never said Paul's writing should be omitted from the Bible. That's not what I said. As an Israelite, the synoptic gospels and the general epistles outside of Paul's epistles are the ones that have authority. How do you know? Paul himself says in Galatians chapter 2 that the right hand fellowship was given to him to go to the uncircumcised. And Cephas and Yachanan and all the other ones, James, they were to go to the circumcised. Yaakov is another word for James. Yachanan is another word for John. Cephas, another word for Peter. So that's how I look at it. Paul's epistles have some great information, great wisdom in it, but it doesn't hold authority over me as an Israelite. It holds authority over Gentiles because he says that's what he's commissioned to do. Let's go to Galatians chapter 2. So you don't think I'm making this up. We're going to see who Paul said he went to. And if I'm not in that category that Paul went to, then how should it have any bearing on me? Okay, let's go to Galatians chapter 2, verse 7. Let me bring it up on the screen. Let's see what Paul says. Paul says, Galatians chapter 2, verse 7, but contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me, and the gospel, italicized, KJV means it's not there in the original language, but they put it there for context, to give you more context, elaborate on a subject, an object, a particular thing, point of reference. As the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter, for he that wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me towards the Gentiles. That's Paul's audience. That's why he had to bring the gospel of Christ, because he's talking to a different audience. So that's his audience. So if I want to dip and dab and pull things for good wisdom, information, things, I'm all right. You know, when Paul, he boasts a lot, that's when I have my Paul moments. I said, I'm like Paul. People say, why are you talking about you being an Israelite? Wait, hold on. I'm just having my Paul moment. Paul said that I'm a Hebrew of Hebrews from the tribe of Benjamin. He had his boasting moment. Paul boasted a lot. Did you know that? Paul did that. That's what he said. Anyway, that's his audience. I don't consider myself a Gentile. So therefore, Paul's authority does not hold a whole bunch of weight over me. It doesn't. It holds weight over Gentiles. And if you're a Gentile, there you go. That's your mission, to cleave unto Israel, to get into the kingdom. That's it. But you got to serve, though. That you got to serve. Don't get upset over that. The Gentiles are going to serve the Israelites. I didn't make that up. If you want prophecy for that, let me know and I'll give that to you. They're going to have to serve. What's wrong with serving? Oh, you know what? Because in the mindset, people are still thinking about chattel slavery, and they're thinking that, okay, man, if you get talking about being a servant, man, they're going to be whipping them. There's my One West brothers who have that position. My position is they're going to serve the Israelites. That's what the text says plain and clear. How you interpret it from there is different, but the text says they're going to serve. Maybe some of y'all don't want to serve, especially if y'all are Gentiles. And I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can. If y'all are white Gentiles trying to see yourself serving some dark-skinned, melanated Israelites in the kingdom, I know you're going to have a problem with that. I know you have a problem with that. Now, after that kingdom period is over, what happens in eternity, that's a different story, right? However you interpret it is different. But in the kingdom, when it's restored New Jerusalem, y'all going to have to serve Israelites. Serve them. What's wrong with serving them? How could y'all be upset with serving? Listen, if I find I'm a Gentile and I cleave on the Israel, I have no problem with serving because I'm getting in. Why are you upset with serving? Oh, because you know what? It just feels politically incorrect. I see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. No, those are two different people, John Williams. I agree. Those are two different people. All right. All right. So did y'all see what Paul said? I didn't say that. Paul said that he's going to the Gentiles. I don't consider myself a Gentile. Therefore, this is why I said Paul's epistles don't hold weight on me. I can dip and dab. Christians don't like that. They don't like when I do that. They get mad. You know why? Because they need that to get in. I don't need that to get in. Yeshua's words is enough. He came to bring the gospel of the kingdom. That's what we need to hear as Israelites, because he's only reiterating what's already there in Isaiah 52. That's the gospel right there. Hit the thumbs up button. We're about to end soon. We got 15 more minutes. All right. And we out of here. But again, if you guys want the gift card, it's right here. Here's the gift card. If you want to support the ministry, check in the description below. There's several links there, and you can go and support us there. But thank you to everybody who is a Patreon member, everybody who has donated to the ministry, because we're just making these giveaways possible. You guys are making these giveaways possible. All right. So any Christians out there, y'all got any other questions? Y'all got any other questions there? Yes, no? What? Just let me know. If not, then we done with that. I can move on from there. So I know I got other questions. All right, let's move on. All right. Keontae says 15 minutes is 2 hours in divine time. Yo, you funny, man. You funny, Keontae. I like that. I like that, man. All right. So KB says, how are non-Israelites the Gentiles that Paul was referring to? Now, this is sensitive because there are Israelites who believe that the northern tribes were the Gentiles that Paul was going towards. And that's their prerogative. My position is it was a mixed bag. It was at times he was using different words to describe ethnic Israelites who were Gentiles and ethnic Israelites. So at the end of the day, he tells you out of his mouth who he went to go speak to. He said that. That's what he said. I didn't make that up. That's what he said. What's wrong with being a servant? How would a white person feel if they actually read this text and they say, man, I got to serve this guy in the kingdom? I didn't say chattel slavery. I just said serve. That's what the text says. You're going to be servants. You're going to serve Israel. Do you want the passage for that? Let me know. Shout out to my uncle in the building, man. Shout out to my uncle in the building. Thank you for joining in. Shout out to Sister Millie Love One. What's going on? Shout out to Jamali Lewis, Smiles Blue. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love, see, I don't mind serving my community. Yeshua told you, unless you be like one of these kids, unless you serve, you're not going to get into the king. So what's wrong with being servants? Do you want Yeshua talking about being servants? Do you want him to say it? Okay, let me show you. Maybe y'all want that. Let me bring that up. But Yeshua talks about that. Okay. Do y'all want the words of Yeshua? What? You want his words? Let me know if you want his words about being a servant. See, every time Christians say, what you saying? Gentiles gonna be servants in the kingdom? Yes. And why we gotta be servants? We all gonna be. So what's Yeshua talking about servants and serving? Y'all have an issue with him talking about serving? Yeah, you have an issue with serving? Do y'all have an issue with serving? Let me know if you have an issue with serving. What? What was that? Huh? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know what the problem is. I guess people are scared of that. What? Okay. All right. So, anybody has any other questions? Let me know. We got 10 more minutes. Shalom, sis Naviyah. What's going on, sis? We will be in Chicago next month, which is August. We should be in Chicago if all goes well. Got tons of people out there that want to sign up with KHM, and we'd be more than happy to bring you along. All right. So the Bible and me, you're saying something about servants. So you don't think there's going to be servants in the kingdom? You want that passage? Yo, hey, KB, it's always like that. It's always like that. It's always like that. All right. And Anton Taylor, yeah, they have a problem with serving. I don't have a problem with serving. I serve my community all the time. I do stuff that I don't want to do, but it's not because it's about me. Do you understand? When you learn that kingdom etiquette, you know serving is a part of the process. We serve now so that we can go and we can rule in the kingdom, right? Gentiles, they're ruling now, but they have a problem serving in the kingdom. Why is that? Now you see, watch this, family. Watch the subtlety in Christianity. What word have I been using? servant. And what word do Christians say or try to build a straw man? So you saying there's going to be slaves in the kingdom divine? I said servants. Did I say slaves or did I say servants? What is the word of the day, family? Servants. servants. Christian subtle sleight of hand says, oh, so you saying it's going to be slaves in the kingdom? I said servants. I said servants. I said servants. You see? I said servants. I said servants. Did I say slavery? Why would you interpose one word over here when I said servants? Did you hear me say slavery? Now, what's interesting, let me tell you about this, just in case you don't know anything about biblical Hebrew. What does the word ibed mean in Hebrew? Or abad? What does that word mean in Hebrew? The Bible and me. What does the word ibed mean and abad mean in Hebrew? I'll wait. John, you already got it. Tell me what that word means, because this is why we teach learning the lexical value of words, their semantic range, and the context in which they're used. This is why I suggest lexicons all the time. Because now when you go into Hebrew, what's the word for slave in Hebrew and what's the word for servant? Tell me what those words are in Hebrew. This is for you, the Bible and me. I know you're taking some time right now to look it up because I don't see you quick like that. Tell me. Now, you do know the Bible and me. You're plain ignorant because you want me to lay my cards out on the table, and I have no problem doing it. Why don't you lay your cards on the table? Tell me, what does the word ibed and abad mean in Hebrew? That's all I'm asking you. You can look it up. It's not like it's a secret. It's an open book quiz. What does the word ibed and abad mean in Hebrew? Why do Gentiles have a problem serving? I don't understand what the problem is with that. Why don't y'all like to serve? What's the problem? I don't understand. I don't understand. I have no clue what you're talking about. All right. So yeah, Shema, I'll be there. The goal is to be there in September and August. All right, Shema, the goal is to be there in August. All right. Moriel Fall. Are all Africans Israelites? Of course not. You know that. Who teaches that? I don't know anybody in the Israelite community that teaches that. I don't know anybody that teaches that. Yeah, if there's Gentiles that are servants that's other than Israelites, according to the theology, If they serving in the kingdom, what's wrong with them serving in the kingdom? Half of them are serving right now. They're serving their government right now. They're serving their country right now. They're serving their family right now. Why would you have an issue serving in the kingdom? What? John said it. He said Christian is a servant. But yet, when you tell them you're going to have to serve Israelites in the kingdom, even as for that 1,000-year millennial reign that they talk about, why do you have an issue with that? So you're not a real Christian. You know what the testament of a real Christian is? You tell a Gentile, you're going to serve Israelites in the kingdom. Oh, what you mean I'm going to serve? So you mean slaves? I said you're going to serve. Slaves? You mean slaves? And automatically in their mind, they cannot imagine serving a person of color. I'm talking about white Gentiles, right? They cannot fathom. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them are okay with that. Someone's like, what? I got to serve somebody of color? I got to serve Jews? I got to serve Israelites? I ain't doing that. We all one in Christ. Man, that's crazy, man. I said, Joe, you're supposed to be a servant. Yeshua went and washed feet and gave an example of serving, washing feet. I ain't about to touch no grown man's feet. And that's the problem, man. You got too much ego. Okay. All right. All right, family. Any more questions before I go? Nathan, yes, there'll be an open panel discussion on Friday, so you can definitely join in. We already know your song, my brother. If you want to sing it again, it's no problem. All right. I know you're trying to get me saved. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So that's a good question, Jax Max. He says, do you believe that Yeshua's halakha reflected that of the Pharisees and thus rabbinic Judaism as they are supposed to be the forerunners? So what I would say is his halakha more aligns with the halakha that was established amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran community, right? He has some play-ons with Pharisaic halakha, but a lot of it is derived from that community, right, by the Dead Sea Scroll. I mean, by the Dead Sea in the Qumran caves, right? So you'll see a lot of similarities to it. Matter of fact, in that lecture I did, the patriarchal priesthood in the Bible, I went side by side and showed you that and explained that. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. Any other quick questions? Again, family, what I want to do right now, we're about to do this giveaway before we end this live. Okay. Here you go. Even my Christian brothers and sisters that's watching this, look at this. Show me a Christian channel that's going to allow me to win a gift card as an Israelite on their platform. Show me. Give me one. Name one. What? Which one? What? I don't hear. I just hear crickets outside my window. I don't hear anything. Okay. All right. Hit the thumbs up. Yo, to the person that hit the thumbs down, I salute you. Thank you so much for wanting to stand out. I appreciate that. No love lost. I don't lose sleep over that. It's all good. You're entitled to dislike whatever I'm saying. That's it. You know, and I would love for you to speak up and say something in here like, hey, I was the one that hit the thumbs down, so we can know which hit dog is hollering. We want to know which hit dog is hollering. That's what we want to know. That's all. Okay. Let's do this, family. And again, those of you who have all these questions now, make sure you'll join this channel. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you tune into our Freestyle Fridays where we turn up even more. We have great shows on Freestyle Fridays, family. I'm telling y'all. Like I said, this Friday, if you're in Atlanta, and there's a lot of people coming to Atlanta for this weekend. If you're in Atlanta, we're going to be doing a street campaign. We're going to try to get some footage of it where we're going to be helping our community out with credit repair, debt elimination, and natural health education on nutrition and so forth. And also letting them know about our show here, our Freestyle Friday show that we have here. All right. I don't know what you're talking about now. I don't know what you're saying there. Myron Henderson, yes, he does. Okay, yes, he does. All right. John said the first will be last and the last should be first. Michael James, thank you so much. Please join us at 11 p.m. when we do our Freestyle Fridays on Friday evening. All right, 11 p.m. Freestyle Friday on Friday. Thank you for everybody who showed up in this chat. Everybody has given, who has donated. New people that sign up for the Patreon, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right. And because of y'all donating to the channel, y'all signing up for the Patreon, now somebody's going to get a nice little gift. All right. I'm going to put some good money on this. I wish I could get this. Can you tell me whose channel, whose Patreon I can sign up for? I can get some free gift cards, man. Because this seems to be sparse in these communities, man. Thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit like, sign up for the Patreon. Okay? We're going to keep these gift cards coming. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out the way, and I'm going to close out. And like I said, tune back into our Freestyle Friday. If you have questions, you can email it at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. If you want a faster response, because I try to prioritize things so I can get to where I need to get to, you can sign up for our Patreon, inbox on a Patreon, and you get a more instantaneous response. And if you're requesting a teaching on a video, when the Death to Dogma series comes out, if it's going to be something along those lines, we'll teach it. If not, then we'll do a custom video for you. For you. Our Patreon members, we are willing to do custom videos for you guys based on whatever inquiries you have that you want us to answer. Okay? All right. So the Bible and me, don't ask me to remember because I probably won't. Email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. Slow Flow to God, he's putting everything there. kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. You have to email me because I'm not going to remember once this goes up because I have a ton of things I got to do once I end this broadcast. All right. And it's nothing personal. It's just I got to take care of some stuff. So I will forget. So you must email me. Okay. All right. So somebody's going to win this tonight. All right. It's going to be emailed straight to your email account. And if you want to win this, thank you to all the people that newly signed up for Patreon and people that did Super Chat. I appreciate that. I added more money than I was originally going to give out tonight. And what I'm going to do now so you can win, and before we end the show, okay? Guess how much is on this card. The first person to guess it right, they will win this gift card. How much money did I add to this card? How much money is on this card that I'm giving away tonight? All right? Go ahead. Throw your answers up before we close out. Make sure you hit subscribe, the thumbs up, share this video everywhere. Let's get more and more people on this channel so you can get more and more of this raw information. Nobody's doing it like KHM. Our Patreon is lit. Nobody else is popping like our Patreon. All right? Oh, we got a winner. We got a winner. The winner is Consuelo F. Sis, you won a gift card. Wow, she just got that right on the head. All right. And it's crazy because other people started guessing it too. All right. So family, hey, there's $55 on here. Sister Consuelo F, you won a gift card. Don't fret if you did not win this gift card. Tune in this Friday. We have another gift card that we are giving because of all the love that y'all are supporting and that y'all showing and that y'all are giving. We're going to give another gift card away this Friday. Make sure you tune in this Friday. Also, we're dropping a video publicly on this channel tomorrow. Well, later on today. It's called Protesting for Change. All right. Please check that video out. Please watch that video. All right. It's extremely important that you watch it. It's only 26 minutes. Check it out. I'm sure you enjoy it. We also dropped another video called Vote or Nope. We did a premiere for that, just like we would do a premiere for Protesting for Change. Please go back and check that video as well. And if you're brand new to this channel, please go back into the archives and take some time and watch as much of the material as you get there. I guarantee there's something there for everybody. And if you need a reference to anything that I reference here, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com so I can get it over to you. Also patronize our calendar, which is beautiful. All of our Patreon members, you have access to that calendar to download a free copy. And we'll be producing a physical copy soon. Also, don't forget, we have our mixtapes and our t-shirts that you can request as well. All right. And again, family, thank you everybody for supporting this channel. It's funny. You see, those of you who thought we was going to be as a 5 a.m., we're no longer here for 5 a.m. All right. We're ending 2 hours and 5 minutes. All right. So I want to say thank you for everybody that's watching. I want to tell everybody here, everybody that showed up here, it was not by chance. All right. Everybody that is here today, there's something particular in your life that you have to accomplish. There may be some roadblocks and some obstacles in your way. And your inquiry into the truth is bringing you along a path that seems like it's difficult, like it's ragged, like it's rough, and that nobody will understand. Well, I'm here to tell you that you have to look in the mirror and you must reflect these insecurities, this doubts, reflect it through meditation. I have a video on here that's called Meditation by the Book. Please get that video. Take some time and meditate the way it's biblically prescribed, and it will ease and taper off all of those fears, those anxieties, and that weight that is preventing you from paving this path and walking. But remember, when you are under the shadow of the Almighty, he will give you protection and send tutelary spirits to uphold you and guide you along this path. You are not alone. And the fact that you are here, there is a family that exists in this circle. If you want to join us, continue to come into our chats, continue to watch our videos. When we're in your city, come out and check us out, because we want you to know that you are not by yourself. I don't care if you're in some random village somewhere overseas, if you're some random suburb in some city that you may think that Yah is not in, nobody is ever there. There's always somebody there. You are not alone. Social media has made the world much smaller, and Yah has made the world much more livable. You can achieve what you was called to do. All of y'all have a purpose to accomplish. And if I can help in any of that way, I'm here to serve. You hear that? I'm here to serve those of you who are trying to find your purpose along this path. My job is to give you the tools, point you in the direction, but it's your job to do the rest. If you have a lamp, I'll put a light in it and it can help guide you. But your dependency must be on Yah, and it must be on the strength that he has given you. Make sure you're not afraid to confront your weaknesses. That is how you get stronger. It's okay not to know. It's okay to fall. It's okay to get beat down, but don't stay down. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep fighting. Because even though you may feel oppressed right now, that there is hope. And what that hope is what you make out of it. Because Yah, all he's doing is plugging up the electricity in the house. It's up to you to activate it. And you can do that today. So with that, family, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of y'all. You'll need any assistance, hit us up at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. We are here to serve. You hear that, Gentiles? I'm here to serve. What? I'm here to serve. That's what I'm here to do. So thank you, family, for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, share this video, hit that like button. We got more great content coming soon that I know you guys are going to enjoy. Get over to the after party and the Patreon, because I'm about to drop some more information over there. And I look forward to seeing you guys on our Freestyle Friday, family. Thank you for watching. Peace and shalom.